Hey, I'm Ryan Shuck from Dead by Sunrise, Julian K, and Orgy. I play guitar in all bands and sing in all the bands. For Dead by Sunrise, we actually decided to veer away from our custom gear that Amir and I always have made for ourselves and our various bands. In Orgy and in Julian K, we have our own custom model by Yamaha. And I typically play a 7-string. So in this band, I'm playing a 6-string, which is unusual for me. And I'm playing more of like a classic brand like Gibson, because the band is a little bit more of a, organics, rock, more classic tone to it. So we're also using orange amps. We run two at the same time. Normally this is a 50 watt, but we're using 100 out here because we're in Europe and we couldn't get a hold of a 50 watt. But 50 watt actually breaks up a lot more, and it has a more growly low end. But with orange amps, you can't really go wrong at all. They just sound amazing. I'm playing Gibson Dots Studio, really inexpensive guitar, so no one has any excuse to not have really good tone, because these guitars sound fucking amazing. They're like $300. So in contrast to Amir's like $3,000 Les Paul Jr. All my effects are basically all the stuff we did on the record. We went back in and mimicked them on this Line 6 M13, and it's a really straight ahead effects unit, really easy to use, sort of replaces the whole expensive ground control type of setup. I try to boil all of the effects into some more basic type of effects. That way I didn't have a whole lot of foot dance going on up here, because I also have to sing. So sometimes Amir will actually play stuff that I played on the record, so that I'm more available to sing and play, because it's pretty difficult to play complicated guitar stuff, work an effects pedal, and sing at the same time. So it kind of keeps me, Amir sort of takes over a lot of the heavy lifting with the guitar, so that I can perform and do the things that I have to do.
I'm Amir from Dead by Sunrise, and I'm here to kind of show you around my gear. I guess we can start with the guitar I've been using. It's probably one of the main guitars I'm using right now. It's a Gibson Les Paul Jr. It's a reissue version of it, which is actually really excellent. I have a vintage one that we recorded the album with, and this one sounds amazing. I mean, can't complain. I also use an Epiphone, which you can't really see. I'm a big fan of the soap bar pickups. I like those a lot. Anyway, it's going into a Line 6 pedal. This is where we do all of our effects and amp switching, channel switching, all of that kind of stuff. Really simple and easy to carry around. And then amp-wise, we're using orange. And I've combined two different amps for in stereo, so we get a really full sound. I use this little box here to do the channel switching, which is controlled by MIDI from the Line 6 pedal. And so when I'm doing effects or changing channels, that basically does it all. That one little box will tell the amps everything to do. Everything, actually all the amps are totally stock. 30-watt speakers, Celestian speakers in this that come stock, and sounds amazing. Really happy with it.
I'm Brandon. I play bass in Dead by Sunrise. I use the new Yamaha BBs that came out, the 4-string models. I use a pedal board for basically just effects, a couple distortions, a couple different choruses. I have a couple different tunings as well. I use orange gear at 8200 for the bass head, along with a couple different DIs. I have a clean DI and I have a post DI that gets affected. So there's always a clean channel and always a affected, distorted channel coming from the head. Along with using Yamaha basses, we also use Dunlop picks, and they've been endorsing us as well as with my strings. They've been really good, and I use slightly different gauges for different tunings, and I'm really happy with the playability and the function of them. And that's all.
My name is Elias Andra, and I play drums in Dead by Sunrise and Julian K. My setup basically is it's a rock configuration endorsed by Mapex Drums. So this is the configuration that I use for Dead by Sunrise. I also use Sabian cymbals, which is part of my sound. I use Vic First drumsticks. I have 2 snares that I use because in some of the songs we actually have different parts, and this is what works for me. I use a double bass pedal, which gives me the rock metal type sound, and that's really about it. I mean, other than that, I'm cool with everything.
I'm Fu. I play keyboards for Dead by Sunrise. I had to design a system that I could fly with, so I had to make it very, very small. I chose a small keyboard controller. It's MPK49. This fits in my suitcase, and then the rest of this stuff fits in a little case I can fly with. I'm running backing tracks to play loops and those kind of things on Logic on this one. And main stage is also a Logic product on this one. This has all my keyboard splits. You can see the things that are kind of split for where different parts are going to come in. And then this is a lemur. It's a programmable screen. I could draw different types of objects and create different types of controllers that I need per song. So you can turn things on and off, or hit them like pads, or play them like a joystick. And that's about it.